The holy hour is upon us. Once again, I'm given flesh. Oh man. Oh man, it's Saturday. It's time for news. It's time for news. This week has been really strange. Sadly, the worst was not April Fools. If only that was the case, but no. That was not the case. And there was some stuff around April Fools too, which was a little bit strange, but you dig a little bit more into it, and then you understand some stuff that might be going on. So let us go. Let us go back to Atset Island. I'm using a lot these. This OST, I think it's pretty good actually. Yeah, I think it's too loud. Could be a little bit louder, I guess. That could be okay. That could be fine. Of course, we also had the switch to not reveal, but announcement with games and whatnot. And obviously, that's going to be the front of today, but we're going to start with something else. We can find my browser. Hold on, there we go. That was a little bit strange, I'm not gonna lie. But once again, you look into it, and there was some strange things going on. So that would make sense. That would make sense. So, bring this up. Hold up. My inputs, I keep messing up. There we go. Do you guys know about Billy Mitchell? Self-proclaimed king of video games. This guy is kind of infamous, if you look back a little bit, because he held a lot of records for video games, all the video games. And I'm not gonna say all of them because I don't remember, but some of those records were not only impossible to reproduce, they were actually impossible by the rules of the games. You cannot really change the rules of the games. This guy has been known as a cheater for quite some time. And recently he had like a legal battle with YouTuber Carl Joust, and I guess some people were a little bit misled about what was going on here. And Carl lost the case, but it was not a defamation case about being a cheater or not. There's some more stuff here, which makes sense. I wasn't following this, so it took me by surprise, but at the same time, yeah, there's some things you cannot say, because they're gonna get you. So YouTuber Carl Joust loses year-long legal battle against Billy Mitchell. His first legal battle that he won, by the way. After years of going back and forth legally, the Mitchell vs. Joust case was finally heard by a court. After several days of deliberation, a verdict was reached and Carl Joust lost. I feel a little bit slow today, so bear with me. Carl Joust is a YouTuber who primarily focuses on speedrunning, with him making several videos claiming that Bill Mitchell cheated in his world record attempts, and making several other claims against his character. As a result, Mitchell is sued. See, this is misguiding. This is misguiding once again. It's not because that he claimed Billy Mitchell cheated in his world record attempts. It was about the other claims. We'll see if they mention them. We have a tweet app from Carl Joust, so it's fine. Most of the permission suits raised against Joust. One raised on the basis that... Oh, well, yeah, they mention it here. Mitchell was wrongly accused of pushing YouTuber upon a legend that he's on live. And I don't think there's anything wrong if you want to think that's the case. But if you're claiming that's the case, that's a problem. That is defamation. Because I don't think you have evidence for that. That's a big problem. Follow me the Follow Goodbye video before that, however, and the Queensland court cited that video in this case. Even the mention of Billy Mitchell in his final upload. Which makes sense, I don't remember anything about Apollo Legend, I don't even know the guy, I don't think, so I have no idea. But there are many reasons to take your life, not just Billy Mitchell. This combined with Jeff claiming that Mitchell's expressed joy at the thought of Apollo Legend's death in one of the videos ultimately led the court to rule in Mitchell's favor. Now Jeff has to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars in punitive damages. Look, it's fine you think that Billy Mitchell is a lol cow. I probably tend to agree that Billy Mitchell is a lol cow. That's not an invitation to say literally anything about the guy, okay? There's still defamation. So that's just mess around and find out, as they say. I'm just forced to pay punitive damages to Billy Mitchell. I just made several videos about Billy Mitchell, calling him a con man and making a number of claims against his character. These allegations of cheating at video games were probably mentioned in the court hearing. Good. Good. I think it's been proven the guy's a cheater, so there's that. In the official court verdict, Jeff's conduct was criticized directly by the judge. Mr. Jeff's conduct in this litigation, together with his additional online comments about it, were aggravating features of his conduct. His listing himself in defending this claim is a crusade against Mr. Mitchell, he said. Wow. Wow, Carol, come on now. Come on. I think he got a little bit too deep in the sauce, I'm afraid. Just clearly intended to be the knight who slew the Mitchell dragon. Wasn't something like that a regular show? Unfortunately for him, his lance was not as strong as he believed it to be. He has broken this contest. Well, yeah, I do believe there is a fair argument for defamation here. Sorry, Carl, but you done goofed, I'm afraid. It was ultimately ruled that Job's claims were damaging and that he'd be forced to pay substantial punitive damages. What's more, this one YouTuber edited the video that Billy Mitchell sued him over to remove the statement about Apollo Legend and protected the statement in a later upload. I don't think that's necessarily wrong, but at the same time, might be seen as scummy. You said that already, so yeah. This video told the greatest feat in video game history. Didn't mention Mitchell in any way outside of a quick segment at the end. The rest of the video being entirely irrelevant to the case. But it's also no hit. I'd probably seen this one. Or not take a look at it. Not right now. The video did not protect the imputations at all. It simply protected the statement that Apollo Legend had paid Mr. Mitchell a large sum of money. Mr. Giles did not apologize to Mr. Mitchell in any way, rather apologizing to his viewers for making a correct statement in the defending video. Yeah, and if he had different wording, you could say there was perhaps plausible deniability, as they say. I don't think that's the case. He got way too deep. It was told that even Giles' retraction was incorrect, and that he wrongly accused Mitchell of not reaching out to him to try and clean other things up. As a result, this retraction not only didn't help Giles, it actually hurt him and forced him to pay even more money, and contributed to having to pay even more in aggravated damages. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money! Giles was forced to pay 300,000 Australian dollars in non-economic losses and 50,000 are still endorsing aggravated damages. And with it having been almost 4 years since Giles posted his original video with the defamatory claims, Interest rate was placed in the amount of damages, which ended up being a little bit over 40,000. So he has to pay about half a million because he fucked around and found out. Wow, that's insane. Until the YouTuber now owes 390,446.58 Australian dollars, around 245,000 USD, to Billy Mitchell, which may also include the price of his legal fees that were incurred as a result of the suit. I would take that for granted, honestly. Here's the tweet with the community note. Funny enough, we have it here open. From Carl Jobs himself. I lost. The judge found Bill to be a credible witness and believed his entire testimony. From that point on, unfortunately, there was really nothing that could have saved me. I will now obviously consider my options. I know many of you will be upset with this, and I'm sorry for that. Thank you for all the support I have received, and I will endeavor to work as hard as I can to repay all that you are owed. And coming out. Jobs was unable to defend at least 5 separate claims he made in his videos about Bill Mitchell. The legal challenge probably contested videos which implied Mitchell's superior behavior and legal actions may have contributed to the suicide of YouTuber Apollo Legend. Yeah. Once again, you can believe it if you want, but if you claim that's the case, in 5 different occasions, with no evidence, not even a theory behind it, yeah, this is gonna happen. And they retweet the tweet here. On one hand, sad to see, but on the other hand, yeah, it makes sense. Because the situation is stupid, and I don't think Carl should have said anything like that. So... God, how the fuck am I defending Billy Mitchell right now? Well, because it's defamation. If it was about cheating in video games, yeah, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But also, we also had this week Nintendo Switch 2 stuff. Oh man, gaming is saved. It's Nintendo. They win by default. Do they really? I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that one. And some people take this as a win by default. They shouldn't. They shouldn't. So I have a bunch of articles on this. So we'll be jumping around a little bit. From ZNet, Nintendo Switch 2. Ever reveal about the console new games price release date. The $450 console launches June 5th. 450. That's a lot of money. I think that's too much for this. With Mario Kart World, the highlight of its launch, the launch day game lineup. I don't know if it will have all of the information here even. Probably not. Getting so sleepy now, what the hell. Then the Switch 2 console's biggest reveal yet arrived Wednesday, part of the company's latest Nintendo Direct event. This line-up a day of Switch 2 reveals that include its June 5th release date, a $450 price, its specs, and its initial game lineup. It stems from launch into 2026. Well, further than that, I hope, but yeah, initial games. The guys will be profitable by having Mario Kart World as a launch title, which will go on sale in a $500 bundle with the Switch 2, or on its own for $80. $90 the physical edition. And you had some people defending this already. Oh, what's wrong? Then you have 10 more bucks for a video game? Well, that's wrong. It's not 10 more bucks. Switch games were not $70. They were 60 at most. This is $20 to $30 increase. That's between a 20 and a 50% increase, depending on the game. That's a lot of fucking money. And I will have to say this, I don't think there's anything wrong with the games, but that doesn't mean they can ask for 80 or 90 bucks. That's a lot. That's way too much. That's insanity. Picking Dipping World racing game, one of Nintendo's most expensive yet. Other games announced, such as Donkey Kong Bonanza, are being priced around 70, which matches the cost of 2023's Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I don't think Tears of the Kingdom was 70 bucks. I don't think that is correct. Zelda Game and Breath of the Wild are among the original Switch titles that will get enhanced Nintendo Switch 2 edition upgrades. A premium upgrade allowing players to get new features, mods, and graphical enhancements, take advantage of the newer system's capabilities. That's also really scummy. That's also really scummy. Tears of the Kingdom was released in 2023. And you're supposed to pay 20 bucks on top of the game for the enhance. And if the console is actually better, much better, that shows the enhancement is not because of the Switch 2. Not just because of its capabilities, I'm trying to say. Also, new features, mods, and graphical enhancements. I've seen the new features, it's just the phone. It's a phone app. It's literally just a phone app. Imagine paying 20 bucks more for that. It's insanity. It's just insanity. They're ripping you off, and it's only getting worse than this. With the top highlights from Nintendo's console event, all of the games we've heard about so far, including new titles, Nintendo Switch 2 editions, and GameCube games coming to Switch Online. All of our coverage so far. You can also check out our Nintendo Switch 2 live blog for more evidence about the Switch 2 as we learn them. So, a lot of people have been really hyped up. Oh man, GameCube games on my Switch 2? That's so cool! Is it really that cool? I mean, the games are fine, but the games are more than 20 years old. If you wanted to play them, it was actually really easy. You can just emulate them. I was emulating GameCube stuff 15 years ago. A computer that's much worse than what I have now. Fine. It's fine, you can just emulate. I'm not going to buy the game again. They're making you pay again for a shit that you have already. And you're going to tell me that's not scummy? Please. Get a grip. Yeah, that's a bunch of points. Okay, let's say Switch 2 games are more expensive, and that's gonna be the reason why. Well, it's not, because they're more expensive in Europe too. Nothing... American putting tariffs on everyone doesn't affect economic relations between Japan and Europe. So no, it's not because of Orange Man. Shut the hell up. I think some stuff is even more expensive in Europe. Let's say Nintendo's taking a scalper with the Union Switch 2 purchase rule. It's actually quite stupid. Not necessarily quite stupid, it's a little bit strange. You need to have a Switch profile with more than 50 hours played for you to pre-order. It's okay, I guess. That's Blood, which is like Bloodborne 2, but not really, because it's really strange. Still saying it's coming in 2025. I will believe it when I see it. When Pokemon More will get free Nintendo Switch 2 updates. Free? You have to pay 20 bucks. What the fuck are you talking about? And not everything gets a retrocompatibility, so that's really strange. The free update for the Switch 2. Well, they better, because Scarlet and Violet, yeah, really bad. Not too much about the others, the others are probably just fine. Switch to Zelda Notes could revolutionize Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's not going to. And for the Switch 2 for playing these 3 Nintendo games. I will be waiting for a long time and buying this. Nintendo Switch 2, here's why I won't be upgrading his fang of ghostly games. There's no need to upgrade, really. Also, some prices are kind of wild. Apparently default remaster, $40. Well, I guess that's actually fair. At the same time, it's still gonna be censored because the original release was censored, so there's that. Also bad. Also really bad. The Nintendo Switch 2 console. The Nintendo Switch 2 specs to a noticeable technical bump over the Switch. The 2 has a 7.9-inch, so big, 1080p resolution LCD that supports a 120Hz refresh rate, matching what we now see on most Android phones. It is not saying too much about Nintendo here, not in a positive way. When the Switch 2 is docked, compatible games can run in 4K resolution. I will believe it when I see it. The new dock also includes the cooling fan. Switch 2 comes with a 256GB of internal storage, and the new Switch 2 game cards will load the games faster. For digital libraries, however, the Switch 2 will only work with microSD Express cards, which are different from the microSD cards that are compatible with the prior Nintendo Switch. They only have a software transfer feature available to help move games and data from the original Switch to the Switch 2, which makes sense. It'd be strange for them not to have it. The jack for the controllers will support mouse controls, which is really strange. I don't know if that's gonna work properly. I'm not sure about that one. New C button will be part of a new game chat communication feature that allows both voice and video chat, which is pretty much Discord but ass and really laggy. There's also a Nintendo Switch 2 camera allowing players to see each other. I don't know how I feel about that one. Switch 2 also adds a second USB-C port to the top of the system. Hold up, before going to this. You need to be paying online for this to work. So it's really funny because you have a C button that if you're not paying the online, does nothing. Funny thing. Switch 2 also adds a second USB-C port to the top of the system, which Nintendo says can help connect its new camera accessory, charge the console when playing in tabletop mode. That also revealed the new Switch 2 Pro controller with the Z button and customizable GL and GR buttons on the back. I've seen those. I don't know how to feel about them. Guess it's options, but they're in a really weird place. Just behind the controller. Pretty much where you usually have your fingers, so I don't think I would use it personally. From the presentation, Nintendo revealed the system's price of $450 in the US. I think it's like $470, $480 in Europe. Funny enough, Japan has a cheaper version that's really unlocked. Also sell the Switch 2 bundled with the digital version of Mario Kart World for $500. I don't think there's anything wrong with the game, but you have like 80 something characters. Doesn't that seem like too much even? Look at the world removes its traditional boundaries and lets drivers from freely cruising the entire world of race courses, which I think is okay. Not a big deal. I would probably love that as a kid, so that's fine. It will get its own Nintendo Direct later this month. But we'll see additional details, but we already know it will include traditional races and a free roam mode, much like in the Forza Horizon series. Getting the game bundled for an extra $50 and the cost of the Switch 2 might be the move if you're interested in the game, because Nintendo announced on its website, standalone copies of Mario Kart World will cost $80. Yeah, I don't see anything here, sadly. But yeah, physical copies might be up to $90. It's way too much. Also, $80 for the digital version. Oh, what the fuck are you smoking? And of course, you have some people saying, you know, I think it's fair. I think $80 is really fair. And you need to understand that in this world, a lot of people are really stupid or paid shields. So, yeah, not good. Not good. Games shouldn't be $80. Even most games don't deserve the $60 price tag. It's way too much for most shit. Games are not even that good nowadays. And this is obviously setting a really bad precedent. Because, well, if Nintendo did it, maybe everyone else can do it too. Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that one. New games are kind of ass, and you want me to spend more on that? It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Digital copies being $80 is just pure insanity to me. Honestly. Well, some people will defend literally anything. And I think I mentioned this on Twitter the other day, right? The games industry has been so politically entrapped for so long, and the consumers being treated so poorly, they have forgotten they're supposed to be customers, right? And as a customer, you should be considering whether or not to spend to buy something. There's nothing wrong with this game, probably. I haven't seen anything wrong. The game's really fun. But that doesn't mean you should be willing to pay 80 or even $90, because that's a lot of money. That's just a game. Makes no sense. Given that I love Dragon Quest 11, I bought for like $20. And you should too. If you want to play Dragon Quest 11, a fantastic JRPG, 130 hours, really good. Beautiful. Wait for a sale. Just wait for a sale. Why would you spend all of that money when you can get it cheap? Makes no sense to me. You're out here hassling, you know? And once again, some people will shame me for that. What are you, too poor for this? No, I'm not stupid enough to pay this amount of money. What's wrong with you? You can do Z-Button in game chat. Nintendo's rolling out its new Z-Button across several new Switch 2 controllers. The button will be used for the new game chat communication features without a headset. The button will be used alongside the microphone on the console itself, which Nintendo says can be used whether it's hooked to a TV or in handheld mode. I don't know if that microphone is gonna work as well as they say. Probably not. There's a video. Well, I say probably not, but the microphone on the Wii was actually pretty good, and that's been like 15 years, so not bad. No, but it could be okay. I guess it could be okay. This is a video. Nintendo promises the microphone will be able to cancel out loud background noises. Game chat will also work with the Nintendo Switch 2 camera, allowing video chat. Various camera-based game modes in supported titles. Chat will be free at launch through March 31st, 2026. But you still have to pay for the online, okay? That's how they get you. That's how they get you. They're hassling here too, okay? Nintendo Switch 2 edition games are pre-titles. Nintendo Switch 2 will play 3 types of games. Original Switch games, Switch 2 games, and Switch 2 edition games. Are you lost already? I'm a little bit, not gonna lie. They will receive substantial enhancements. For many of these Switch 2 edition games, you'll need to buy an upgrade pack if you own the original for Switch, which doesn't make any sense. We've been criticizing CD Projekt Red for some time, but their update for The Witcher 3 was free, okay? Many of them will get more than just enhanced graphics in the upgrade. For example, Super Mario Party Jamboree will get new games that support the new Joy-Con's mouse controls, audio recognition, and video camera gameplay options through the Switch 2 camera. This should have been just an update. This should have been just an update. You had to pay $20 on top. I think that's way too much. I think that's way too much. $20 for an upgraded Mario Party Jamboree, or $20 for Dragon Quest 11. Well, I know the answer to that one. Other Nintendo Switch games that are getting Switch 2 edition options include Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, Keeping the Forgotten Land, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond, and that's really funny because the game is not out yet. And Pokemon Legends ZA, which is not out yet too, right? This makes more sense, I guess, because it's releasing soonish, I suppose. It's still weird. Enhancements vary. Until the games will start working with the companion phone app for maps and sending schematics to friends. Let's play just the phone app. I'd rather not. But Kirby will get a new story that's exclusive to the Switch 2 edition. The third-party side, Civ 7 will get mouse controls. You have to pay just for mouse controls? On Civ 7 of all things? I don't think people like Civ 7. I've seen a lot of criticism, and fair criticism of that. Because the full identification of things, which is kind of fast, right? It's really annoying. You also have that political motivated kind of addition of characters and whatnot. See, I don't think Civ 7 is a good example. They might be too greedy, imagine that. They did not announce what every packs will cost. However, some Switch games will get free updates that will improve performance or enhance features when playing them on the Switch 2. Switch games can decide this include this last we've seen before. This is actually a fucking lie. You can see in the website there's like $60 for the OG game plus 20 for the upgrade. That's what I'm saying. Was I wrong? Or did I misread? Maybe I did. I have no idea anymore. They have Hervor's Edge of Imprisonment, which... okay, I guess. Like on Bonanza, I don't like the change in design. Sure, it's closer to the OG. I do like Rare's Donkey Kong, okay? I mean, this game looks kind of interesting, being able to break literally everything. It's kind of cool. First of announced Nintendo Switch 2 games includes, let's see, Cyberpunk. That's gonna be hilarious. Fortnite, but this is a remake, which interesting, I guess. Still song if it ever releases. I like this stuff, I don't think it's new. Nobunaga's Ambition, that's fine. Factory, Star Wars Outlaws, finally they're going to sell. Survival Kids, which actually pisses me off. Because I don't remember Survival Kids back in the Game Boy. You know, the Game Boy is kind of old. This game is like more than 25 years old at this point. And if you see the new one, it's completely different. Instead of being kind of an interesting survival game, I just played a little bit of Survival Kids a long time ago. It's just like Survival Kids Fortnite Edition. Keeps happening. It's really ass. I guess Zero Definitive Edition. It's not Definitive Edition, it's Director's Cut. It's not the same. Probably they will have some multiplayer mode that's sort of free brawling. Okay. Also, is the game going to run properly? Kiwami 1 was really ass on the Switch. I've seen the videos, it's not good. Nintendo Switch 2... Nintendo GameCube library coming to Switch 2. Nintendo Switch Online game library will add GameCube games to the Switch 2. On launch day, these games will initially include The Legend of Zelda The Wind Waker, Soul Calibur 2, and F-Zero GX. With each game getting enhanced graphics. Finally! Finally, the emulation experience we've had for 15 years. Only multiplayer will also be added to certain titles. Super Mario Sunshine, Super Mario Strikers, and Luigi's Mansion. More than the games set to arrive later. At launch, Nintendo will also sell GameCube controller, which will be wireless, and include the C button for game chat. There's also some important games here, like Pokemon Colosseum and XD Guild of Darkness, and Fire Emblem Path of Radiance. They are not small games, but once again, they're all games. They have more than 20 years. If you like them, if you own them, just play them. I think it's more than fair if you want to just emulate them when you bought them before, okay? It's more than fair. I encourage it, okay? Nothing wrong with that. I don't even want to see the prices because it's gonna be kind of expensive, I bet. Then switch to prices 450 coming June 5th. I think this is, yes, a different article. 699 Australians. It's kind of fucked on. I guess they repeat a bunch of stuff here. But you need to know they're repeating a bunch of shit here. And there's been some talks about strange cards that are going around. Because obviously, you can buy a digital and you can buy physical, right? This is a third option too. You can buy code cards, something like that. Not quite sure about the naming. You buy the physical card, but the physical card doesn't have the game inside. It's just the code, so you can just download the game. The idea here would be that you can actually resell those, but I don't know how to feel about that one. It feels like kind of wasteful. Maybe that's just me. Hit this guy here. Game key cards explained. So much misinformation, lol. So probably the game keycards are just meant for digital download games, like Fortnite. Normal games will still have the full game on the card, so the panic was for nothing. Yeah, standard game cards, full game on the card. Zelda, Donkey Kong, that makes sense. Game key cards, physical card requires a download. 356, The Outer Worlds. The Switch 1 releases were just empty cases that included download cards. Switch to game key cards will allow the resale and sharing of downloadable games, because the game keycard isn't tied to the system and simply unlocks the game. Which, I don't think it's terrible or anything. The wording here is strange, right? Like Fortnite. What? Why Fortnite, of all things, right? It's probably the worst example. As far as I know, isn't Fortnite free to play? I think? Right? I think that's correct. I could be wrong, but I believe I'm right with this. I guess that could be... it could be worse than this. I suppose. I don't know, the cards feel a little bit too tacky, but just being nitpicky. What do you have here? Ah! Fuck, I forgot about this one. Yeah, well, if you've been around for quite some time, you might remember the Wii. The Wii was a massive success. And came with Wii Sports, which was... You can find a little game that you could use to try the new stuff. Not anymore. Reggie, where are you? Then switch to Welcome to Price at worth $6. The cost of a tech demo. It's a tech demo. Digital only, and you had to pay $6 for it. You know what kind of shit I can buy with $6 on Steam? Tales of Symphonia. That's a good GameCube game. Imagine that. The Witcher 3, for example? Terraria? Come on. You can actually buy cool-ass games for $6 or even lower than that. It's just insanity. Nintendo first unveiled the Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour for the Switch 2 yesterday. From a couple of days ago, I guess. Pretty much everyone figured that it would be built into the system. Instead, Nintendo surprised fans by saying it would be a paid experience. Now we know just how much you'll have to pay to snag this one. Well, there has been a lot of talk about high prices for Switch 2 games. Thankfully, Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour won't be part of the discussion. The games will be priced at 990 yen in Japan, which will roughly equal $6 here in the States. It's not gonna be $6, it's gonna be $10. Okay, I don't care that the yen is kind of weak. You're gonna get, in fair conversion, it's probably gonna be just $10, which is even worse. Until the reveal the price stateside, you should rest easy that it'll be in the single digits. Nah, I don't believe it's gonna be $10. I can be wrong, okay? I can be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But we'll see. Well, it's understandable that players will want to hit the ground running or racing with Nintendo Switch 2. They go to explore a variety of features and details the new system has to offer. First, can enter a virtual exhibition with Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour and gain insights into what makes Nintendo Switch 2 such a unique gaming experience. So it's just a PR move and you have to pay for it. Fucking damn it. To take demos, minigames and other interactions, players will get to know the new system inside and out, in which they may never have known about otherwise. Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour will be available to buy from Nintendo eShop for Nintendo Switch 2 launch day, June 5th. It should be a free pack-in title. Yep, I know. And looks, this most definitely was made to be a preloaded app on every system. Then some business person swooped in late in the game and said, but wait, what if we made them pay for it instead? Yep. Yeah, I do believe that's the case. They are really great on Nintendo. And sure, they might have good games and whatnot, but that's not an excuse. That's not good enough. Hold up. Speaking of things that's funny, friend of mine is playing it for, I don't know, the 10th time on this raid. Oh man. You have to pay for the fucking tech demo of all things. Just insane. Just insane, and once again, sure, the games might not be bad, but that doesn't mean you win by default. That means you have to play the game normally. It's way too expensive. It's way too expensive. I have a couple articles from IGN talking about this. It's been really funny. Then the Switch 2 Treehouse live stream is just a flood of angry comments shouting, drop the price! Yep. Apparently it's been so bad, they deleted the mods. Yeah, let's see if they actually drop the price. I don't think that's gonna happen, but we'll see. Then the first post Switch 2 Nintendo Direct Treehouse live stream is being flooded with angry comments from users calling on the company to drop the price. You can see it here, it's a little bit small, but pretty much everything here is drop the price. Lower the price of the 3DS4, vote with your wallet. You know what? Yes. Yes, stop eating shit. Just that easy. A cursory glance at the YouTube chat for the stream shows a flood of complaints about the pricing of Nintendo's move to the next generation, which includes the £550 Switch 2 and perhaps most controversial, jump to $8 for Mario Kart World. While Nintendo Switch 2 system itself will retail for 450, I know my numbers. The bundle is not available with Mario Kart World included for 500, saving $30 on the price of the game. Saving? Or you usually paying more otherwise. But Mario Kart World isn't the only Nintendo Switch 2 game that cost $80. Some Nintendo Switch 2 edition titles, such as Tears of the Kingdom, also cost $80. See, that's what I was talking about. The upgrade is so fucking expensive, it doesn't make any sense. This has come under fire for charging for the Switch 2 through video game experience, Welcome Tour, which fans have said should be a free pack-in. Yeah, absolutely. As Play Room, for example, comes pre-installed on every PlayStation 5 console, serving additionally as a free tech demo for the DualSense controller, which is really funny because you have some people saying, see, just buy a PS5, our games are not that expensive. And of course you have people clowning on them. Of course they're not expensive, you don't have games, what are you talking about? That's the fucking joke. Also, Final Fantasy VII Remake was more expensive than that. It was 80 or 80 something. Even on Steam. Ah! 50% off. What do you mean $40? So as. As with the following, I don't care. Checking Nintendo's pricing is now spilling over into the... Stop it! What the fuck are you doing? The Treehouse livestream. Although the presenters have so far, perhaps understandably, ignored the chat. It's likely that Nintendo will face this sort of thing from the video game community from now on. Calling the president of the company to reduce the complaints. Are they actually shilling for this? Inside Yang, I shouldn't be surprised. Just disappointed, I suppose. For more context, be sure to check out IGN's article revealing. I don't think it will. Oh my god. What to say about this? I have no problem with the price of the console itself. My problem, like everyone else, is the price point for these games and charging for a glorified tutorial. But they want to charge $80 for a digital and $90 for physical out of pocket. Tone deaf and well deserving of this treatment. See? The whole $90 for physical thing is fake news. It's not fake news, dude! Look at World is 80 USD, period. The 90 figure comes from Europe in euros. But that is still $90. Euro bucks? I don't fucking care. It's still way too expensive. Also, once again, if it's more expensive in Europe, you can fucking blame the Orange Man, okay? Maybe the prices are going up either, but I'll just say that when adjusted for inflation, a 80 game today is cheaper than a $60 Wii or PS3 game back in 2006. It's worth 94 today. What a lot of fucking bullshit. When the economy is fucked. Way more fucked than 2006. And your buying power is much lower than that. What a lot of fucking bullshit. Honestly. But inflation, you're justifying literally anything. Any fucking power grab here because my inflation. Do you know that inflation is fucked up? Fucking guy. Also, I would say 450 seems too expensive for this. 400? Maybe. 450 is way too much. Way too much. And once again, you have some people, it's too expensive, but I'm still going to buy it. They're part of the fucking problem. It's not gonna get better if you keep letting them get away with this because you keep fucking paying. Oh, what a surprise, people are stupid. And here we have former Nintendo PR manager says Switch 2 and Mario Kart World Prize backlash. A true crisis moment for Nintendo. They have lost control of this. It's finally time. All of these fucking game companies are held accountable for their fucking greed. We'll get to that. We'll get to Ubisoft in a bit too. I mean, then going back less to Nintendo's shock pricing for the Switch 2 and Mario Kart World, the former Nintendo PR managers have described the situation as a true crisis moment for Nintendo. Speaking in video on their YouTube channel, former Nintendo of America PR managers Kit Ellis and Krista Yang criticized Nintendo for the way it revealed the $450 price of the Switch 2 and the $80 price of Mario Kart World, which is still a huge jump in price. Doesn't make any sense, especially when it's digital only. I want to blow things out of proportion, but this does feel like a true crisis moment for Nintendo, Ellis said. Mario Kart World isn't the only Nintendo Switch 2 game to cost $80. There's not again, we've seen it. It has even come under fire for charging for the Switch 2 to yeah, we've seen that. Stop repeating fucking yourself! Pissing me off. I heard the pricing has even spilled over into Nintendo's Treehouse live streams, yada yada. Yes and Yang were particularly critical of the way Nintendo revealed the price of the Switch 2 and its games. They pointed to the lack of a price in the direct itself as a deliberate omission that caused confusion and misinformation as fans scrambled to find out pricing information elsewhere. Elsewhere is just the official website. The Switch 2 and Mario Kart World pricing was intentionally made from the direct for a reason, Yang claimed. We handled poorly in terms of the information being in all these different places, you're expecting the fans or the consumer to piece it all together. Fucking hate this wording. The fans, the consumers. What about the fucking customers, huh? This is just... It might seem nitpicky. It might seem really nitpicky of me, but I don't think it is. Because this is changing wording. Because they're trying to tie you into some sort of blind loyalty for the companies and the brands and the titles and whatnot. No, fuck that. You are the customer. You're number one. It's fine to be. It's fine being a fan. Okay, it's fine being a fan. I think it's fine being just a mindless consumer. But I guess the past 15 years have trained the masses for that, I suppose. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. And sad that it just shows some disrespect to the consumer, where, oh, you saw the rate, you're so excited. Just gonna throw your money at us blindly. See what I mean? I'm going to even ask the question how much it costs because you're so excited, aren't you? It's a little bit degrading amongst the intelligence of the consumer, Yang said. Consumer, what about customer? What about customer, huh? Former Nintendo of America communication staff, they went on to discuss Nintendo's failure to address the pricing concern, either with a public statement or in interviews with the press. This, they said, was causing rampant speculation to fill the void with misinformation. It's not actual misinformation. It's just all over the place information, which is not the same. They're enabling the story to get out of hand, out of control, Yang said. They have lost control of this, Ed said. Well, kinda, and that's on them. So what went wrong? Yang suggested Nintendo now lacks the consumer mindfulness it once had. Following former Nintendo of America boss Fujifilm Samiya's retirement, and the strict loss of former Nintendo head Satoru Iwata, and apparently it was Reggie, who said, make Wii Sports free bundle with the console. Good idea. That was really good. Nintendo's communications team will now be recommending the company release an official statement. Yang said, but the approval process will be painful. Many people involved before it even gets to according to the boss Shuntaro Furukawa. Nintendo will also be out of practice. Oh my god. Because Nintendo has spoken to its community or press in such a long time. The person said, nor has it had to deal with sort of negativity. Nintendo 3DS Press debacle of 2011. 14 years, holy shit, it's been a long time. Now there's concern for staff manning demo stations at the public facing Switch 2 hands-on sessions. Fans will have reasonable questions at these public events, and might input those to staff who are manning demo stations. If they don't know, they just can say, well, I don't know. I'm sorry. If they don't have the information, they just be honest about it. There's nothing wrong with that. They respond with any sort of answer, or they could end up online and frame as Nintendo's official response. Navigating that is really easy, okay? I see the problem, but it's still really easy. What happens next? It remains to be seen, but neither Edis nor Yang expect the price drop of either the Switch 2 or its games before launch. I wouldn't either. For more, check out everything announced at the Direct. Cool. I think the 450 price of the console is the reason for the backlash. It's still really expensive. 450 for just this, it's way too much. It's getting way too expensive. Take a sip here. It feels much more expensive than the Wii or the OG Switch. Don't know about the Wii U, but that was a massive flop. Some people say, oh my god, this is like the Wii U again. Well, it's not, okay, it's not. The problem with the Wii U was not that it was expensive. It was that it didn't really have games, okay? Oh wow, re-releases of all games? And Pokken Tournament. That's so cool. Here at least they have Mario Kart already, which is fine. They will add more stuff, I bet. They will have Pokemon game, even though it's not exclusive to Switch 2. But I do believe that Switch 2 is a little bit too bold, especially with these prices. And finally, We have an update from Nintendo. Pre-orders for Nintendo Switch 2 in the US will not start April 9th, 2025, in order to assess the potential impact on tariffs and evolving market conditions. They will update the timing at a later day. Launch date of June 5th, 2025 isn't changed. GameStop will continue to work closely with Nintendo and provide updates as soon as more information becomes available. Stay tuned for further details. Look at this. They are changing stuff now because of the tariffs, just in the US. The Switch 2 and the games are very expensive in Europe. Despite allegations, I don't think Trump is president of Europe yet. So, yeah, you cannot blame Orange Man for literally everything. And I've seen some hidden stuff, man. As usual, some people claiming that maybe he should have actually died when he was shot. Hidden stuff, but it's showing their true colors. You also have some stuff with the stock market. I don't have an article for that, so just gonna mention it. Oh my god, but the stock market, it's really funny. Because the people worrying about the stock market are not really Trump voters. Really funny, they're just mostly boomers and Democrats. Funny how that works. And we've also seen some comments with that related to other entertainment stuff, right? Like, oh look, Hasbro stock is really going down. Is this the end of D&D? Well, everything went down, so that's not a good indicator of that. More fun indicator would be how they fire 90% of the people they had working on the virtual TTRPG. Virtual tabletop, I guess, would be correct. So that seems bad. Also, the new books are not really selling, which makes sense. Why would you buy them? Honestly. But they have bigger problems than that. Sure, I guess that stock collapsing could be bad for them, but at the same time, I don't really care too much about that, Margaret. Speaking of stock collapsing, what about Ubisoft, huh? Ubisoft, the stock falls double digits days after a Tencent deal. But they had 3 billion players. They're thanking Elon Musk and Grams on Twitter. Surely this game was a success. Well, no, this game was never going to be a success. And even if it was, it's released way too late. We talked about this before. Releasing late March, that's way too late. That's not saving the fiscal year, because that's literally the end of the fiscal year. So they had this deal beforehand already. Ubisoft's stock is falling again, just days after the French-based publisher announced the deal for a new subsidiary in partnership with Tencent. The company's stock fell by double digits on Monday. I think it's an all-time low. Hold on, let me take a look on the side. I haven't checked that today, I don't think. I think I did a couple of days ago. Ubisoft stock. I mean, today is Saturday, so it's not open. I went back a little bit. The lowest was yesterday at 8.86 euros. Right now it's at 9.55 euros, which is still a it's a massive drop. Since March 26th from 13.16. Wow, what a disaster! And yeah, it has been lower than the huge dip back in late September. Wow. Crazy. Holy shit. Look at the markets in the United States, United Kingdom, France. The company's stock fell by at least 11.80%. As of closing in the UK, Ubisoft was trading for 11.19 euros compared to the 12.15 it opened at. In France, stock prices fell 12% down to 11.16 euros. Just after releasing the game, just after announcing an associated partnership with Tencent, the company's fucking dead. But it's not dead enough. Fall fully raises the 11% gain the company saw in stock prices on Friday, just a day after it was announced. Shortly after the deal was announced, multiple employees reached out to express worry over layoffs at Ubisoft for those not working on the included franchises. Ubisoft says it expects the deal with Tencent for the new subsidiary to be complete before the end of 2025. With closures, Ubisoft will maintain 75% control of the new company that includes Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, and Far Cry games. The big games from Ubisoft, I guess. Especially Ubisoft's stock falling down after the Tencent deal. And nah, not really. A deal with Tencent is officially death nail for any company. Welcome to the game service. FTP. Free to play? And because touching River, Ubisoft allows you to held a new year. Sell FIP, sell Splinter Cell, Rayman, Beyond Good and Evil, and Prince of Persia to Microsoft. Well, Microsoft are the good guys, you know you're fucking demon, jeez. Die, Ubi, die! But they made it sound amazing for launch, Assassin's Creed Shadows had. I don't understand. I thought the game was good. They had 3 billion players. I don't get it. And of course, from Ubisoft Limited, this is given the UI. I think this is LinkedIn. Ubisoft Limited has been shut down after many incredible years. We want to share the news that Ubisoft Limited has officially closed its doors. We're beyond grateful to our talented team, whose creativity, passion, and dedication have left a mark on the games we've created, the memories we've shared, and the community we've built in Limited. As part of this transition, not transaction, we'll be merging in our account with Ubisoft Reflections, where you can continue to stay up to date with the latest news and developments from our UK team. For those of you who are around Limited, you'll still see our remaining team around town, and local industry events. I'm sorry, they're going back to Colombia. Thank you for being part of our journey, we truly appreciate your support. I've seen some people mentioning that this has been talked about for months. I'm not quite sure, I have no idea. But yeah, they're shutting down. They're shutting down some stuff already. But I thought the game was good. I thought the game had more billion players. What's going on? Well, the game is not good. And it didn't really sell. Alas. And to my surprise, this is probably the last nail in the coffin that's Ubisoft. Investors demand Ubisoft to renegotiate Tencent's subsidiary deal and initiate legal proceedings. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe this is so big, this is so huge. This is huge. This is fantastic. It's gonna be the best. A minority shareholder and a growing coalition of shareholders have issued an open letter to Ubisoft to initiate legal proceedings around the recently announced Ubisoft and Tencent subsidiary deal. In an open letter to Ubisoft, which was sent to Insider Gaming, which is this website, the letter demands that Ubisoft hold an extraordinary general meeting to give shareholders the right to vote on the recent subsidiary deal, which is more than fair because the company is still public. For those not in the know, an EGM is a special kind of meeting that's held outside of the general meeting. Say general again, please. Why not a lieutenant? To discuss significant issues that cannot wait. The letter, which was sent by the emergency shareholder AJ Investments, demands that shareholders can vote on 2 separate resolutions when it comes to the Tencent deal. Resolution 1 is to renegotiate the Tencent deal and have it restructured into a direct asset sale for no less than 4 billion euros, which is roughly the valuation already set by both Tencent and Ubisoft's board. I don't think Tencent is going to accept that, which is funny. They might, but I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. AJ Investment says that at the moment shareholders have no clarity How the deal that was announced last week will eventually benefit shareholders of Ubisoft. It's not going to. The company is going under, as we can see by the stock prices collapsing. Session 2 for the EGM will be to vote on the distribution of a extraordinary dividend. Instead of following the sale, if shareholders vote for it, Ubisoft shall return 23 euros per share in cash to shareholders, totaling 3 billion euros, while preserving. Don't really know what the word preserver means. Once again, not an economics guy. And if both of these come to pass, Ubisoft is dead. And I guess the shareholders are pushing for that. Company's dead, and you're going to pay us much more than what the shares are worth right now. What, 13 years at best? That's far from 23 here. Edge Investment says that the reason for such extreme measures is because shareholders are not sure whether they could get a significant benefit from this transaction. You are getting no benefits from this transaction, which might be actually illegal for Ubisoft to do. Ubisoft's share price fell by more than 20%, unusually high volume. This seems a clear verdict from investors. The proposed deal is deeply flawed, structured to bypass mandatory public offer rules, which that appears to be the case as far as we've seen, and attempt to entrench control by the Guillemot family, who now hold less than 10% of the company's economic interest. Yeah, and even if they are the majority shareholders and whatnot, that's such a huge deal that I don't think it should be done on the down low. It seems really scammy, but we're talking about Ubisoft, so it only makes sense. Following the deal's announcement, and at the time of writing, Ubisoft stock has fallen 24% since the subsidiary deal announcement, which will see 3 of Ubisoft's most valuable IPs move to new subsidiary. You cannot really fuel up a little to Ubisoft, and below, I don't think we need to. I think the important part we have above. Comments? No commento! I cannot believe it. No comments on this one. From a couple of days ago. Strange. So we can only hope. Ubisoft finally dies. Maybe these companies will see that they need to stop fucking around. They've been fucking around for way too long. So disgusting. Also, I don't think pushing for China is a good idea. Oh, but Chinese games are so good. Surely China will never add propaganda to their games. Surely not. Surely not. If only you knew how bad things really are. You know what, I was not going to mention this here, but I guess we should. Speaking of China, speaking of Chinese censorship. Did you guys like China? Did you guys like censorship? No? Well, fuck you. Chinese censorship is having a chilling effect on anime. Oh, fuck me. Of course it does. Anime has become more popular internationally. Overseas revenue is up, but unfortunately, that means overseas markets are having more influence on anime than ever before. And that's bad. Because nowadays, animes were not made by Japanese, for Japanese. Because international influence can be good sometimes. Usually English-speaking fans of Love Bullet said this is from cancellation. Yeah, that's kind of cool. I haven't seen that. However, there's a darker side to this. The censor of the CCP, Chinese Communist Party. China! China! Given the Mountain Web, investors and studios are growing increasingly considerate of the stable Chinese market. In order to ensure their shows can air in the authoritarian country, producers are completely avoiding anything that could run foul of their censorship policies. And we mentioned this before many times. The Chinese censorship is really stupid. You cannot have blood. They add their own kind of censorship, and blood becomes white instead of red. So instead of them dying and collapsing, it appears they're just fucking coming everywhere, like with a fucking hose. Jeez, I trust me. I've seen the images. I've seen the clips. It looks really spicy. It looks even worse. What's wrong with you, China? Well, many things. First of all, they're commies. So there you have it. Most notably, this includes Romans and Stories of Rebellion. Stories of Rebellion can get... Romance is a little bit strange. Romance and that have always been a difficult sell in China, just look up how World of Warcraft had to censor their undead for China. I've never seen that before. I guess I can believe it. Now, literary themes and genres are on the chopping block. Surely selling our games to China is good, guys. Surely that's a good idea. See what's happening with anime? That's gonna happen with games too. Stories about overthrowing the government and works depicting middle school romance are now no longer allowed, said one source to Mantan. Overthrowing the government... I don't agree, but of course it makes sense. It's, after all, a totalitarian regime. Middle school romance. It's really strange. It's really strange. I don't know what they mean by that. Here's some thoughts for how it integrates media and government propaganda. No, really? I didn't know that. Businesses in China are required to support the party's activities and may be compelled to provide data and other resources at the company's command. Earlier this year, the United States declared League of Legends owner Tencent to be a Chinese military company. And that's not wrong. That's not wrong. Has to be cultural warfare, after all. My goodness. My goodness. So yeah, selling your shit to China. Bad idea. Even if the games are good, you're going from one propagandist to another. And at the end of the day, this shows that the quote-unquote gaming community will eat literally anything if you just dangle some quiz on front of them. Ah, look! Games are good! So delicious! Is the game really that good? Is it worth the propaganda? I don't think so. I don't think so. Yet here we are. Yet here we are. Ah, man. Speaking of dangling keys, I've never been a fan of Devil May Cry. I've only played a little bit of 3. But I do hate Adi Shankar, so I will always feel vindicated with this. So, fellas, I regret to inform you, Adi Shankar is at it again. Netflix's Devil May Cry turns Dante's story into a allegory for war on terror, complete with American invasion of hell set to Green Day's American Idiot. It's so good. The anime is so good. It's not an anime, it's a cartoon. It's a fucking cartoon. Okay? It's a fucking Netflix cartoon, and it's ass. As usual. It's Adi Shankar, what did you expect? But I guess Castlevania's a little bit too niche for these people. Now I feel vindicated. It is this bad. It's only getting worse. See, I've seen so many people. Ah, but I'm a fan of the games and you're wrong. Because it should be like this, like this, and like this. And people that have actually played the games are like, okay, how stupid can you be? This is what literally happens in the game, and they show you a clip, and you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But I'm a fan of the games, and I'm a fan of the anime. Ah, it's so bad that you people cannot enjoy life. Ignorance is bliss. Ignorance lets you eat any kind of shit and enjoy it. No, it's trash. Trash will not be allowed. We only want quality here. So we only want quality. We're going to clown on this fucking circus, okay? It is trash. It is trash, and you'll see, oh my goodness, this is so good, I'm a huge fan of Devil May Cry. Yeah, some people, okay, but why are they putting Devil Trigger here? That's Nero's theme, not Dante's. Ah, who's Nero? I never played 4 or 5. Even I know who Nero is. What's wrong with you people? How much of a fucking drone can you be? Honestly. Jeez. It's so bad. It's so ass. Wasn't the band Green Day, the country of Iraq, and Capcom's Devil May Cry action series all have in common? If you're a person with any sort of sense, you know the answer is absolutely nothing. But if your producer Addition Carr, when taking bastardizing given piece of source material with ham-fisted political preaching to a new level, has used Netflix's Devil May Cry animated series as a vehicle to criticize America's post-9/11 invasion of the Middle East. I think it's a show it, maybe not. Maybe not. I've seen the clip. They're not going to have it here. But I've seen the clip, and the poor demons in hell, they literally look like Middle Easterns. They have the same outfits. And it is this strange situation when you portray literal demons in hell as Middle Easterns. So you have to wonder if the guy is like pretty progressive, or actually red-pilled and based. Well, no. It's actually really progressive, sadly. Because, oh my god, America bad. I don't know, I think they're the good guys here. Maybe the demons deserve it. You're from the same man responsible for Nexus' previous Castlevania, inclusive in Nocturne, and Captain Laserhawk in Blood Dragon remakes. Expectations for Dante Slayer's small screen adventure were, understandably, extremely low. Ahead of his official release, sinking even further with each new detail revealed about this production, such as featuring of contemporary real-world pop culture references in script and ignoring of the game series' iconic soundtracks in favor of very enjoyable new metal picks. I think that literally the same thing happened with the Yakuza live action. It has nothing to do with this guy, but still. So what happened with that thing? Nobody talked about it. So I can only believe it was pure ass. And that pretty much left fans presuming the worst they had to fear from Shankar's latest was an unsurprising but misunderstanding of the source material, as best demonstrated by his depiction of Dante as a tryhard, attention-seeking man-child rather than an aloof but quick-to-log-in wisecracker. As the old adage goes, things can always get much worse. Things will always get much worse, I believe. Spoiler warning! Do you really think I'm going to watch this? Absolutely not. And I have to say this. Stop hate watching. Stop it. Don't give them the views. Absolutely not, they don't deserve it. It's pure ass. And they need to be shown. This pure fucking ass. As fans of the game know, the story of the Devil May Cry series revolves around an ongoing, seemingly eternal battle between the good forces of the human world and the evil legions of hell. Pretty cookie character. Kind of the same as with Castlevania, but you know, they have to be subversive. Which in this world is a genuinely supernatural realm akin to its depiction in the Christian religion. I was born from the absolute darkness that existed prior to the concept of light coming to being. As a result of these origins, the inhabitants of hell are creatures of natural evil. Some people say it's just chaos? I'm not sure, I'm just reading here, okay? Christians sought to inflict pain and terror on humanity in order to take over their realm and establish themselves as the ruling class of all existence. But humans bad, though. And while some of are capable of higher thought, and even being able to develop genuine love for a human, just Dante's father Sparta, most demons are nothing more than beasts who care for nothing more than accomplishing their goals. It's kind of common with this type of characters, I guess. However, in Shankar and Netflix's take on the series, he instead Hell is instead depicted as a full-on separate universe like DC or Marvel Comics, with its inhabitants being not demons, but rather a related but separate evolutionary branch from Homo sapiens. Yeah, I do believe there are homos. They're natives of another universe. Natives. Oh my god, there's no way they said that. One that exists parallel to our own, explains Dr. Fisher, the scientific director of the series' mysterious dark-com group, to the US President and his Joint Chiefs of Staff, the mysterious terrorist group that led west to the Vatican just hours prior to the start of the first episode. My current hypothesis is that one of our common ancestors found their way into this other universe where they adapted and became stronger, able to survive the more hostile environment here. Oh my god, that's so ass! That's so ass! Of course they had to have issue with the... but there are people too! They cannot be evil by default! They're just humans, but different! I don't think they're just humans but different, guys. I think demons are demons. I don't know how to tell you this. Oh my god, this is even worse than what I'm saying, holy shit. This is impressive. Just by one of the government board's members, just to be clear, the hostile environment you're talking about is hell. Does the Fisher push back? Mythology exists to explain reality. What do you think every culture on Earth tells the same stories about the demons and the underworld? How are you telling me the demons are the good guys? If this is what's going on, even if there's just different kind of humans, doesn't make any sense. To this end, it is further revealed that rather than a world of fire, brimstone, and eternal pain, hell, or the Japanese Makai, as its inhabitants refer to it, is instead a planet. A planet? The surface has been absolutely ravaged by the plundering of the demons' upper castes. Classes the same. Intense some particularly living in its lower class, more human inhabitants, by the direct starvation or by choking on polluted air. Is this about fucking environmentalism and class struggle? Holy shit, this is so ass! Can somebody get this guy out of business? Entering the series' main antagonist, the White Rabbit, who has made it his mission to help those suffering in Makai to cross over to Earth. Oh my god, is this the fucking European Union? In the hopes of escaping their torment and someday thriving, even if it means the sorcery manipulations of the barrier between the two planes, allows for the occasional monster demon to cross over and wreak havoc. He's the good guy. He's the good guy. He's just trying to save the brown people. Oh my god, how is this so fucking bad? I've only played a little bit of Devil May Cry 3, and I know this is completely wrong on so many fucking levels. Have you just seen the fucking memes on Reddit? I've seen the allegations, and I think that is right. This very undenounced demons equal refugees analogy is driven home even harder in episode 5, Descent, one lady, which looks really different and really manly, acting orders to storm a local tenement building occupied by the White Rabbit's forces, neither arrest or kill any and all demons, is impeded in her efforts by the serious rendition of the Cavalier Angelo demon, which shouldn't exist given the series' established timeline. Funny! As it doesn't seem as if Dante has even found the original Nello Angelo yet, but I digress. Let's get into the lore of the games, I don't know. Probably finding herself in the room, Slady attempts to dug away and hide inside of a nearby apartment, maybe with its scared occupants, a family of 3, for help before reluctantly being allowed in. After managing to evade the subsequent sweep of the apartment by Cavalier Angelo, and finding herself shocked that the family were not human but demon, Lady, under the influence of a hallucinogen lobbied at her by the said enemy, begins to mistake her house for aggressive hellspawn, prompting her to draw her gun on them under the assumption of self-defense. With the tension rising between both parties by the second, Lady, the family's mother and father proceed to have the following conversation. You throw your gun at us, our kids! Your friends aren't my team. You think we're with them? She's a sapien. Of course she thinks all demons are the same. If you're not with the White Rabbit's gang, why are you here? way out. He had one. A way of where? Look, it's just brown people. Ah, shit, it keeps going. It's kind of long. Mackay, you call it the Demon Realm, or Hell, but it's not Hell, it's worse. And this little place barely suited for life. It was before the warlords ravaged what resources we had, and turned the atmosphere toxic. But the strongest Mackayans can't stand to breathe it, for those like us. The earth itself is poison. Children rarely survived their first year. We could accept that fate. White Rabbit showed up with the device to bridge the worlds. Is the father still talking? Maybe. The Rabbit showed up with the device to bridge the worlds a year ago. Offered passage to anyone who wanted. Those of families like us came. I'm sorry, you're going back to Colombia. With it so, our children can live, and live in a better world. They will realize there's no better world for us. Sapiens hate and fear our kind will never be able to mix openly amongst you. Woke? Or red pilled? My goodness. What a fucking joke. I have no choice but to stay here and hiding, doing whatever the lunatic tells us. Turning a blind eye to this. The children who are orphans. Need us test on them, experiments. Or we're trying to survive, like you. Not just minorities, like orcs in the rings of power. Come on, guys. It's fine. I truly thrived this 9th grade MP US politics level criticism of the Iraq war home as of the series of overarching villain. United States Vice President William Baines, as well as the late great Kevin Conroy, one of his final performances. That's one of his sad. They were a religious man whose most belief amounts to everything according to God's plan. Baines founds the ongoing research into military actions against hell under the belief that it is the United States' duty to save the collective souls of humanity by waging the final war against hell itself. How am I supposed to believe this guy is bad? Has him get the fucking based and red-pilled. Hell yeah. Living a life for much of my life, could not comprehend his true plan. DVP pontificates as his plan begins to come to fruition in the season finale. God has no right asked us to sit idly by and await his kingdom on earth, but to build it ourselves. Ultimately getting his hands on the White Rabbit's aforementioned device, Mace proceeds to rip open a tier between Earth and Hell. That's when a squadron of fighter jets begin raining missiles onto Hell, kicking off a full-on montage set to the tune of Green Day's American Idiot, depicting the American military undertaking a war on freedom or invasion of the alternate universe. And I'm supposed to believe this is the bad guy. Now, the bad guy is whoever decided to put American Idiot on top of that. What a stupid ass song. What a stupid ass song. I never liked Green Day. I always thought they were cringe and ass. And you know what? I'm right. Doesn't really fit Devil May Cry at all. My fellow Americans, we're about to tell you. It's going to sound shocking, declares US President Hopper, for footage of the Ouroboros Corporation establishing a corporate foothold in Hell, renting out its citizens, and mining its soil for natural resources. Living unbelievable, but as your president, it's my duty not to conceal these hard truths, but to lay them before you, so we can confront them together as a nation. The truth is, hell is real. Demons are real. Just see for yourself. I'm not gonna play this because copyright's going to slap my ass. But yeah. Yeah, I've seen it. All in all, however bad you thought Devil May Cry was going to be, it's generally so much worse. And please, the video game developers, for the love of God, stop letting Andy Shankar handle your IPs. Yep, pretty much. What a shame, I actually really enjoyed Castlevania, was looking forward to this. Look, if you enjoyed Castlevania, I think you might be way too far gone. And can only say with this, right? There's some people saying, "Oh my God, Oh my god. Just stupid leftists. The stupid leftists will try to protect everything in this world if it's just to own the chance. They will protect literal monsters just because they are misunderstood and whatnot. They keep equating quote unquote minorities with monsters and demons. Trying to justify that they're just misunderstood. Look, if they're telling you who they are, believe them, okay? Just believe them. The whole thing with Helldivers too and whatnot. The bats are the bad people? I don't know, that feels anti-Semitic. What? Maybe they're joking and whatnot, but I thought the Jewish people were humans, right? Aren't they? I don't think they're bug people. Saying otherwise would be kind of strange, but if you had these people so in trouble with fucking politics, compare minorities to demons and monsters constantly, that may have unintended consequences, or maybe they're actually intended. I don't know anymore. I just don't know anymore, man. My goodness, this is so bad. It's just Castlevania shit all over again. No, you don't have to understand. The bad guys are actually just misunderstood. See, Dracula, at the end of the day, it's just the... it's the church. They are to blame. They killed his wife. Let's forget, he's been the king of evil for 300 years at that point. It's just the church's fault. And of course, these people will not be able to tell the difference between the church and ecclesia. Two different organizations. Not the same at all. Also, it's really funny how you have Johnny Young Bosch voicing Dante, which that's actually Nero's voice, and you have Devil Trigger when he transforms, which doesn't make any fucking sense. So some people have been saying too, maybe Addy wanted to do some sort of Nero story and he couldn't, so he had to use Dante. Maybe? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't know that Nero and Dante are two different characters. That'd be really funny, and I actually can't believe that. It is that bad, okay? It is that bad. And this fucking guy wants to work with Resident Evil, which is not gonna be good because it's Resident Evil, it's never good. Have you seen the Netflix shit? Oh my god, that was atrocious. Worse than the movies, okay? And you know that's bad. He wants to work with The Legend of Zelda. I don't want to know what this guy could even do to Zelda of all things. I have no idea. Oh, Ganondorf is just misunderstood, guys. King of Evil, no, she's just misunderstood. What do you mean King of Thieves? Just because he's black? Well, it's not my fault, okay? He has dark powers. And above all, Berserk. And I've seen some people justifying it. If you think humans are the good guys in Berserk, you don't know what you're reading. I read Berserk recently. I got into it after Miura passed away. If the only good guys are humans, and sure, humans are really flawed, but humans are really flawed in real life too, so that's not saying anything. Gaten's not a saint, okay? He's not a saint, he's far from that. And that's fine. He's just a human. He can be flawed. But oh my god, man. This is just insanity. This is just insanity. Don't let this guy work in anything else, okay? Please. I beg of you. You will always have people defending this. Oh, it's so cool, it's so cool. They have no idea. They just have no idea. It is that bad. Once again, I can only say this. Stop hate watching. Don't give them any numbers, don't give them anything. Speaking of watching stuff, I guess this is a strange segue, but makes sense. I guess they released the Snow White movie, and it was kind of a disaster. Was to be expected. That movie was never gonna be successful. It was never gonna happen. Here we have Disney has paused development on the live-action Tangled remake. This comes after Snow White flopped at the box office. I don't know if they're related. They probably are. Why do we need live-action literally everything? It's pissing me off. It's pissing me off a little bit. This movie is probably fine as animation. Why do you need a live-action thing? Do not. Do not. If you want to release shit with, I don't know, more polished graphics and whatnot, sure, whatever. I don't give a fuck. Everything has to be live action. Everything has to be just the same. And on one hand, there's the argument of, they want to destroy every IP. You can't have everything good anymore, I guess. And there's also the argument of, didn't take animation or CGI or whatever to be a serious medium, and I think that's extremely stupid. Because have you seen Disney? They had a lot of shit that was just animation for decades. And it was really successful. Not a big deal. We can also mention anime. Anime pretty cool. Some of it, at least. Obviously, I won't like literally everything. Despite the allegations that I still see in current year, it's not for kids. It's not for kids. Most stuff might be just shonen, seinen even. It was a huge debacle back in the day. Oh, it's just cartoon, it's for kids. It was literally hentai. Did you know that's actually for adults? That's pornographic in nature. Okay. That's not for kids. Okay, that's not for kids. Of all things that could be for kids, that's not it. So don't. And I guess I can agree with the sentiment of everything has to look the same, everything has to be grey, everything has to look realistic in the lowest way possible. I don't know. Oh my god, they couldn't get the right eyes for the lid. I know they're joking. I know they're joking. I hope they're joking. But man, oh man, it's really bad. It's really bad. We can have animated stuff too, it can be good. We should have live action stuff that is also good. But nowadays I'm not so sure. And they keep trying to do live action shit when it doesn't work. It never works. It can only be okay at best. Which is far from ideal. It is far from ideal. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe they should cancel it. Completely. This movie is not even that old. But the same could be said of How to Train Your Dragon, yet here we are. What else do we have for today? We have just one more article. People talking about this? I'm not quite sure what's going on. But I can assume it's just pure mischief here. EU prepares major penalties against Elon Musk's X. European regulators are considering fining X more than 1 billion after winning the race for further antagonizing Mr. Musk and President Trump. I only assume this is just because they're not limiting the narrative in Twitter, which is a big no-no for especially Europe. And they will tell you they're the good guys, by the way. My goodness. European Union regulators are preparing major penalties against Elon Musk's social media platform X for breaking a landmark law to combat illicit content and disinformation. Illicit? Disinformation? Yeah, you're fucking kidding me. Theft for people with knowledge of the plans, and that is likely to ratchet up tensions with the United States by targeting one of President Trump's closest advisors. Closest, not closest. I don't think that guy is gay, he has too many kids for that. The penalties are set to include the fine and demands for product changes, said the people, who declined to be identified, discussing an ongoing investigation, which makes sense, but at the same time, who are these people, right? These are expected to be announced this summer and will be the first issued under new EU law intended for social media companies to police their service, they said. More fucking censorship, beautiful. There's already censorship on Twitter if you live in Europe, by the way. European authorities have been waiting a large fine to issue anchors as they consider the risks or further antagonizing Mr. Trump amid wider transatlantic disputes over trade, tariffs, and the war in Ukraine. Europe. Stop fucking around. It shouldn't be this difficult. The fine can surpass 1 billion USD, one person said, as regulators seek to make an example of X to deter other companies from violating the law called the Digital Services Act. I don't think that means what they think it means, though. The officials said their investigation into X was progressing independently from tariff negotiations after Mr. Trump announced major new levies this week. The investigation began in 2023 in 2023, of fucking course, and regulators last year issued a preliminary ruling. X had violated the law. Yeah, don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. It's a salutation. Hey, how you doing in your Cat 5? We're pretty much wrapping up for today. We're reading some nonsense about the EU and Elon Musk. We already talked about the Nintendo stuff. In general, just expensive shit. Why would they do that? You don't need to pay for it. The EU and X could still reach a settlement if the company agrees to changes that satisfy regulators' concerns, the official said. Regulators' concerns. Oh my god. This is just... You can say pretty much anything on Twitter. And that's not allowed in Europe anymore. Oh my god. What a fucking disaster, swear to god. That's the face of second EU investigation that is broader and that could lead to further penalties. That investigation, two people said, officials are building in case that X's handoff approach to policing user-generated content has made the half of illegal hate speech, disinformation, and other material that is viewed as undercutting democracy across the 27-nation bloc. Illegal hate speech, by the way. Hate speech has to be free speech, by the way. If it's not free speech, you don't actually have free speech, but as we've seen, you don't really have free speech in Europe either, so it's part for the curse, I suppose. Disinformation, citation, please, I mean, social media, people can just say whatever. Other material that is viewed as undercutting democracy, my fucking god, what are you guys talking about? Just because it's going against your narrative? You don't hate politicians enough, I'm afraid. We have always enforced and will continue to enforce our laws fairly and without discrimination for all companies operating in the EU. Which is funny because those laws are not fair and are actually discriminating. Full compliance with global rules. What a bunch of nonsense. Spokesman for the European Commission, the EU's executive branch, saying in a statement declining to comment specifically on X. I wonder why. X did not respond to a request for comment. Here's some personal respect. Mr. Musk, who has criticized European policies as a form of censorship, which is quite literally correct, despite any regulation. As July, through the EU's preliminary findings were released, Mr. Musk said he looked forward to contesting any penalty in a very public battle in court, which obviously makes sense. He's not going to hunch down. Not against Europe of all places. That could set up a legal confrontation with wide-ranging ramifications. Mr. Musk refused to comply with EU orders to change his service, resulting in a standoff over how to get X to comply. Live free or die, goddammit. I love that fucking American spirit. The investigation is being closely watched as the first major attempt to enforce the Digital Services Act. Oh, how fucking convenient, huh? Which requires companies to better police their platforms and to provide adequate transparency about how their services work. better police their platforms. Because there's some things you cannot say. Oh! You dare criticize in a, in theory, private chat how a school is doing things? Yeah, if that's the UK, you're getting 6 policemen on your door. Imagine that. Ah, fucking censorship. Because campus to police, yeah. The law has become a flashpoint in a transatlantic debate about free speech with Vice President J.D. Vance and very likening deregulation to digital censorship, and he was not fucking wrong about that. He was not wrong. You cannot say anything. But dang, if you, I don't know, if you kill a guy, you might get out scot-free. Wow. Impressive. Unless you're the correct color, though. After Mr. Trump was elected, that's President Trump for you, by the way. European regulators slowed down the ACE investigation to assess the potential fallout, one person said. More recently, as trade tensions with the United States intensified, the authorities decided to press ahead. Last year, European regulators concluded that ACE was violating the law by refusing to provide data to outside researchers. I don't think that's violating the law. Maybe the law is wrong here. Making it difficult to measure how disinformation and other harmful material spreads on the service. Disinformation. The most amount of disinformation I've seen in the past year was literally watching the news one time. It's not even a joke, it's really that bad. The authorities also believe ACE has failed to provide adequate transparency about the advertisers, but to verify the authenticity of users who pay to have a verified account, making the platform more vulnerable to views and foreign interference. I think that's really clear how it works. Even I know how it works. What are you talking about? You can pay 8 banks, you can pay 1,000 banks, or you can be a member of the government. That's how it works. It's just that easy. That's literally the rules. The UNS have been in discussions for months over the investigation. After the preliminary judgment against X last year, the company replied with hundreds of points of dispute that regulators have been working through to rebut to officials said. The official said... Official said. It's gonna happen. News for you. The settled penalty against X will not be decided until closer to the final announcement. Makes sense. Under the Digital Services Act, companies can be fined up to 6% of global revenue. The regulators shortly pursue the largest possible penalty. Unlike Google, Meta, Apple, and Amazon, which are publicly traded, X is owned solely by Mr. Musk. EU regulators are considering using a piece of the law that lets them calculate the fine based on revenue. Those include all companies Mr. Musk probably controls. I think that's really unfair. Like his rocket maker, SpaceX. If it's something that happens with Twitter, you should only use Twitter for the measurement. Why do I care about the SpaceX if we're talking about Twitter? And because of the potential penalty to well over 1 billion USD, one person said. Also, he's actually kind of selling the company to XAI, so there's that. We'll have to see. Maybe it's because of this. No idea. X is not the only tech company in the EU's crosshairs. Regulators are expected to announce penalties against Meta and Apple for violating a 2022 law, the Digital Markets Act, intended to boost competition in tech. Meta is also under investigation for potentially violating the Digital Services Act by inadequately protecting minors. That's also kind of true. They have done worse than that, to be fair, with copyright shit and whatnot. The investigation showed the EU plans to continue aggressive regulations of American tech giants for more than a decade. For more than a decade, the EU has investigated and fined US tech giants including Amazon, Apple, Google, and Meta for incompetitive business practices like data privacy and weak oversight of user-generated content. See, some stuff makes sense, like data privacy. Some other don't make no sense, like oversight of user-generated content. European tech regulation may have played a role in the The tariffs Mr. Trump announced this week against the EU. I don't think so. I don't think that's the main role for those, at least. In February, the White House published a memo warning that the Digital Markets Act and Digital Services Act were being scrutinized for unfairly targeting American companies, which is fair if true. But once again, they're taking fucking pushing for censorship in Europe. Oh my god. Oh, the Enlightened in Europe. Surely they're so good. Fuck this shit, man. Fuck this shit. I hate these people. And we all should. Shouldn't be this bad, but it is this bad. It makes no sense to me. They have to do it to call out everybody else. See? Context to going a little bit back to the Switch thing. Japan only version of the Nintendo Switch 2 only costs around 343 USD. But it's region locked, which makes sense, given there are many problems with, let's say, stock and whatnot. Oh, what the hell is this? Someone else looks like a kid serious. What the fuck are you doing, Pipkin Pippa? That's actually Swordcraft's story, which is quite different. Put them in serious from what you're saying. Oh man, the joys of Twitter. Oh yeah, you have these fucking people going full in with the censorship and all that. It's so bad. You have these people going full in with really expensive products, and you have these people going full in the fucking trash that Netflix puts out, and they will tell you everything is fine. Everything is not fine. Okay? I'm sick and tired of this fucking bullshit that's been happening for way too long already. It's actually really easy to explain what's been going on. And the Netflix versions of anime and whatnot are a really good example of what's going on. Because you have people, even people my age, or even older than me, be like, oh, it's so good, it's so good, it's so delicious. It is not. It is not. Because these people are falling for the... I want to see propaganda, maybe propaganda, but don't want to see propaganda necessarily. They're falling for the constant degradation of entertainment. They'll tell you that everything is fine. They tell you that everything is good. Just don't think. Just don't think. Consume product. And if older people fall for it, younger people have no way of surviving. Because I don't know that entertainment was way better decades ago. Video games in the 90s? Really good. Video games in the early 2000s? Really nice too. You had literally everything in every single genre. What about games in the 2010s? What about games in the 2020s? They're bad. They're so bad. They're so simplified. And you see it constantly. People going back for the first time to all the games. You're like, holy shit, this game is so good. This is my first time playing A Link to the Past for the SNES. This game is fucking fantastic. It's my first time playing Dragon Quest 3 for the SNES. Oh my god, this game is fucking fantastic. The second one was me, okay? The game was so good. You play newer games. They're just boring, they're uninspired. Even games that were good back then, their newer versions are bad. They're boring, they're simplified, there's nothing there that I want to see. There's literally nothing of interest. And they've been getting worse and worse for at least 15 years. And you see these people are teenagers, or at best, early 20s, and they have the most branded opinions. They don't know fucking anything. They don't even understand what the fuck they're playing. They can only process shit when they filter it through their ideological filter. I repeat myself a little bit, but please understand. And why is that? Well, they've always eaten trash. They've never had good entertainment. They always had trash. They always had bad games that are getting worse. But tell you, oh, it's so much better. Look, flashy lights and bright colors if you're lucky. Oh, look, animated series. Oh, they're so much better. So many bright lights and flashing colors. But it's not good. It is not good. And they will tell you, but the modern audience doesn't exist. There's not even the modern audience, and it's really this bad. It's only gonna get worse. Now, stop consuming fucking trash. It's just trash. It's literally just trash. There's nothing good about that. It's pure trash. Oh, but you can never be happy, man. You can never be happy. I'm not gonna be happy if I had to eat fucking trash, man. I'm not gonna eat the trash. I'd rather starve. But I'm not going to starve. I keep going to other games. We've been playing Dragon Quest V. Sure, it's the DS version, but the OG is from the early 90s, I'm pretty sure. It's a good game. It's a good ass game. The early game is difficult. It is difficult, that's for sure. The game is so good, though. But for some reason, they will tell you, I am the problem, because I will not consume the new product. Ah, but if you don't consume the product, then they will not make more product. Dude, if they're making trash, they're making games that are shit and whatnot, why should I care that they go out of business? If anything, I'm going to cheer for that. How is that so difficult to understand? I don't understand. I'm going to cheer for the downfall, because maybe they will learn they have to make good stuff for people to enjoy it, for people to buy it. I will release the parody video, don't make me do another one because I don't have enough ideas for that. Once again, a hobby of quality. Okay, a hobby of quality. It should be that easy to understand. No, people will eat the trash, people will eat the slop. Oh, it's so good, it's not good. Most of the time it doesn't even make any fucking sense, come on now. It pains me to no end to see things I like, be it game, be it series, be it whatever, completely dying because they become so bad. I don't want to touch them. Why would I? It's so fucking bad. And I don't know what's the solution for this. The only solution I can find, or the only solution I can have at least, is just stop buying. Just stop buying. But just don't buy it. Don't consume it. Don't watch it. Don't give them any fucking numbers. It's that easy. It's too expensive. Just don't buy it. Just don't buy it. Oh, but Nintendo, but the Switch games. And they called me a Nintendo fanboy back in the day. No, I just played Nintendo games because I only had Nintendo systems. That was, I don't know, that was my RNG, I guess. And they have, or had, some good games. GBA, DS, holy shit, the thing is fucking cracked. That doesn't mean I'm going to criticize them when they do stupid shit like this. But, once again, the grim reminder of fucking collectivism in literally everything. And I noticed this when it started happening almost a decade ago. Okay? Almost a decade ago. Perhaps even more because it's 2025. The rise of the gamer. Gaming as a label. It's a lifestyle. We got disaster since then. Oh, but the gamers! Ah, you're not a true gamer, you don't blank. Well, then call me a true gamer, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care what you think about me. I'm just a guy, after all. God, it's so ass. It's so ass. I only hope shit gets better, man. So, my only solution for this is to keep complaining and keep telling people, stop eating shit. Please, stop buying stuff. Stop buying stupid stuff that is not good. People fall for it all the time. Oh, but the new thing, the new thing. I don't care about the new thing. You know how many old games I had to play still? A lot of them. I've been counting IPs I've never gotten into, and maybe I should. Like Phantasy Star. I've never got into Phantasy Star really, but maybe I should at some point. They have many games that I still have to play. I haven't played every single Zelda game. I haven't played every single Dragon Quest game. I haven't played every single Final Fantasy game. I haven't played every single Tales of series games. I have shit to play. I still have to finish the Yakuza games. Without even going into the spin-offs and whatnot. So you know. Quality will come back. I will will it into existence. You cannot stop me. I don't wish to be stopped. Anyway, I think this is gonna be everything for me today. Do we have good news? I don't think so. But we usually don't, anyway. So, plan for next week. More Dragon Quest 5, more MT Forge. I still have to grind a little bit for those, but I have time. I have both the rest of today and tomorrow, so it's gonna be okay. I still need to plan some sort of retro day. That's gonna be so much fucking fun, though. Maybe this week, but probably next week. I mean, maybe this coming week, maybe the week after. That's what I'm trying to say. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I need to get me some more money for Dragon Quest. Try to get some more equipment. Need to finish more quests to MT Forge. Try to get money. Try to get kind of a dragon deck rolling for the Hydra. Found a new place to do quests in. It was the core camp. You had to fight a bunch of knights, which is kind of cool. They have some really good cards, holy shit. But yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan for next week. So, thank you for coming. Hope you had some fun, even though news were kind of fast as usual. And I will see you all on Monday for some funny games. Until then, you know the rules. Just don't eat the slop, okay? Don't eat the slop. And also take care.